Hi, Bonbon here. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome. We're going to be doing some treasure hunt. Love a bit of treasure hunt. One of my favourite things to do, actually, because I really enjoy interacting with the live chat. So, hi, everybody. If you're here, just chat along. I'll try and keep up as much as I can. And a big favour to ask if you are watching this and you can keep a track of the Leicester versus Leeds United match. Any updates in the score, if you can let me know in the chat, that would be amazing. Save me looking. I know what the current score is. Not looking good for my boys. It's going to be one of those seasons. But yeah, if you can keep me updated in the chat, that would be absolutely amazing. So that's all I ask of you. If you're watching this on catch up, I know what the score was, and hooray or boo, whichever it turned out to be. Right, we're going to be doing the usual. I have got a list of 7 maps lined up. I'm only planning on doing 6, but last week we had 2 maps that were broken and wouldn't load up. So what we'll do, we bring this screen. There you go, just to show the game is indeed loaded. So yes, we've got 6 maps lined up. All of them are from the workshop, fairly recent. None of them have any thumbnails, and most of them have either no description or a very limited description, so we have no idea what to expect. We can expect them all to be absolutely awful, but there's no guarantee of that, and what we're looking for is that golden map that has been uploaded because the person doesn't know how to upload well, but they've spent months making the perfect map. You never know. You just don't, do you? Right, what I'm going to do is start by dropping that off of there so I can load up our very first map. And let me just check my notes to see what I have planned to come first. As always, not expecting the first map to be any good. It's like maps 2, 3, and 4 are usually the maps I expect to be the best. I think last week it was map 1 turned out to be the best, so this could be the best one. Just picking out to make sure we got the right one there. And there it is. Give you a little background before we get started. Thumbnail is taken by Night, no surprise there. It's a vanilla temperate theme. There's a little bit of oil and fertile, moderate amounts, low to moderate, but certainly I've seen way lower. Decent amount of forestry and decent amount of water. This, at first glance, doesn't look too bad. Suitable area for building is 83%. Which is definitely workable as well. And it looks like we're loading. There we go. Hurrah! So yes, it's been an interesting week for me this week because I purchased the Plazas and Promenades DLC. And on Sunday, there's going to be a special where I look at each one. It's going to be a longer show. I'm just going to take my time going through all of them, probably be about an hour, maybe just a tad under an hour, looking at all 5 maps with the DLC, see if they're any good. Obviously, I always lead these shows by saying, be kind in the comments. Remember, all of these maps are by creators who weren't expecting to be reviewed, probably don't even know about the show, and if they come along and find us ripping into the map saying how awful they are, well, hopefully we can find some positive things to say. The creator might be a child, it could be somebody with learning difficulties, it could be your own mother. We're going to try and be as nice as we can. Yes, we might have a chuckle about things that might be a bit good, but I do that in regular What's Map. We're just not going to be mean. All right, let me go. I think we can go to a fuller window. We're about at that point now. Hi, Photozor. Hello, Eggsy. Good to have you both along. Checking out some of these workshop maps which don't have thumbnails, etc., etc., etc. The final stage of loading the game in. But yes, I've had a look. I have now loaded in all of the DLC maps. Check them out. 3 of them are okay. 1 of them is really very good indeed. Very, very good indeed. So I'm very much looking forward to sharing those with you on the weekend. Who have we got there? Haranth. Hello, Haranth. Wow, it's a long while since I've spoken with you. Glad to know you're still alive and well, my friend. Right, let's start the simulation off. Why not? Seems like a reasonable thing to do. And let's do some little fiddling with the presets so that it looks at its best with the realistic 1.2 LUT. We're using the vanilla temperate theme. I haven't got theme mixer running. Nope, so that's fine. Everything should be loaded in correctly. Right, before we move anything, we always, Eggsy, here to steal ideas for new maps. Good for you. That's what I do. Where do you think I get my ideas from? Right, so we have got, tomorrow's What map. We have got Sidai's new map and potentially the most controversial map on the workshop at the moment. Definitely not a show to miss. Definitely not a show to miss. Right, without moving anything, my first impressions. The bridge, slightly out of alignment. Plenty of flat buildable space. Some interesting shapes. No tree mix. This is just one type of tree here. And this is one type of tree here. One type of tree here. So we haven't tried to do any blending. There's the obvious missing highway here. But there is traffic running through the start square. So and there might be a reason out of view down here why it's not connected. Might be. But anyways, let's check. See the chat going. Hiya, Callum. First time checking a stream out. Good to have you along. Good to have you along, Callum. Really nice to see a new name in the chat there. We'll be streaming for a couple of hours. Just random, no thumbnail maps. No idea if these are going to be any good. Probably won't be. Usually aren't. Occasionally we get one that makes us sit up a bit. And yes, right. Haranth's problem is building maps. I still remember Portsmouth. I don't forget about these maps. I remember Portsmouth and Chichester on the mountain. Anyway, let's have a little look at the start square proper. Right, so that's about centered, isn't it? Start square, it's okay. Looks like we've been set up to have a couple of very curved starts here, maybe. I'm not sure what the intention is there. Maybe they're thinking about doing a curved city off of here. We'll see. But yeah, other than that, got the clover leaf. This doesn't connect any further down here anyway, so that's not really an issue. Curious to see what this is. I suspect it's a ship, a sunken ship. And we've got the higgledy-piggledies going on here as well. Right. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm surprised. Not in a bad way. Don't know what I was expecting. Wasn't expecting this. I'm not saying this is amazing. But what I'm saying is, wasn't expecting anything this good as the first map. In terms of the background information, I didn't give you the back as the map was loading. I was too busy chatting. This map's name indicates we are in the Caribbean. The creator, it's hard to say where they're from on their name. It's probably their real name, and it could be English or Hispanic. This is their first map. It's their first map, and at the time that I subscribed to it, it had no subscribers. And that's going to be the case for the first three maps. Not a single subscriber on the first three maps. Anyways, didn't mean to click off of that. Let's have a little look at the terrain heights, which I imagine is going to be very flat. Yep, that wouldn't be wrong. Resources, bold. Most of the boldness is away from the 25 tiles, though. But all told, there's probably about as much in the 25 tiles as there is in a vanilla map, because they really do skimp on the resources. They cost nothing. Why do Colossal Order skimp on the resources? You know, if they're trying to encourage you to play industries, should give you industry, you know? I'm sure the industries maps have got a little bit more resources, but even so. And then fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour, your fishing map will look like this, which has got all the varieties. We've even got the tuna, a little bit of salmon along the coasts, and a splash of tuna down the middle as well. Okay, incredible. Let's have a little look at the shipping routes whilst we are in these menus. We've got one shipping route which just does what it needs to over there, and another shipping route which does what it needs to over here. Nothing too exciting. And then start square water flow, because while we're here, let's get all of these things out of the way. Lots of water flow. Water spawn point is slap bang in the middle so that you can draw and pump on either side of that. I mean, it's not pretty. It's not... Eggs is going to steal ideas from this, definitely. Stick a water spawn point, pump and draw on either sides. Nothing wrong with it, technically speaking. Yeah, all good. Let's have a quick look over the map as a whole. So we got a big old forest here. Big old forest. Let's have a little look at the tree count whilst we are... Get out there, man, you bonbon. 129,000 trees, which isn't too bad. Also, lots of credit for this. There are no trees under the highways. I have Anarchy switched on, and if there were trees under the highways, they'd be showing through. So let's see a little like for the video just for that alone, hey? Just one sec. So I'm tail end of this chest infection. One moment. And I'm back. There we go. Try not to cough into the microphone. So, the highways here do some funny stuff. Some really funny stuff. What is... Highway's coming this way, but then it's looping off this way. And I don't understand what this is about. Haven't got a clue. I'm just catching up on the chat there. Right, you have a new map out tomorrow, Eggsy. Ooh. Could be an interesting week next week then. Then hi, is it Matrim? Hi, Matrim. Is it? Do I look like a wizard? It needs a trim. I'll give you that. It does need a trim, but yeah, I've been a bit busy this week. Busy every week. I'll get around to it eventually. Map wizard, maybe. Anyway, back to this. So yeah, start square. I don't know what's going on with these. Oh, it's a bus only, and the regular one ways, and oh, they're just playing about with the new stuff. Why not? Why not? I'm not going to hold that against them. Yeah, these not aligned bridges that are also very two level. If you're going to keep them level, guys, if you're going to keep them level, don't go suspension. Just go regular elevated road, and that would look a lot better. That I like the fact that we have got the span though. It's not like multiple. It's like span. I like the fact that we managed to span the entire thing, but it just needs to be brought up a little bit there, little bit there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. Regulars will know I'm not a big fan of multiple placed vanilla piers so close together. Very rarely do they look good. This is just a menagerie of props. You know what I mean? I mean, play about. Why not have fun? But hey, that's for me. That's a little bit of a fail. Then we head on over here to the top end of the map, and for some reason the highways have to drift apart. And there we go. This is what I meant about the elevated highways. If this was suspension bridges all the way to the end, that would look really silly. So I'm going to give a little bit of credit, actually. Going to give some credit. Going to go back to this suspension bridge. So they've shown that they know the difference between doing a suspension bridge and an elevated regular bridge. And they've made it that this is spanning in one suspension. They've actually made a deliberate effort at that. Just ideally, it needs a little bit more height and possibly a little bit of a slight arc, possibly on the road. But I mean, credit, they've actually had a go. In terms of trees on the beaches, these look like palm trees. They've done the right thing over here as well. That looks pretty reasonable. And got a mix of... I mean, again, the the tree painting, though, I mean, we've got some trees, and it's yeah. If it was completely treeless, this would look not good. But yeah, it's a creator who needs to play about with blending of the trees a little bit. Just fiddle about and have some fun. All told, though, and was it Eggsy who said in the chat, looks playable? I would say absolutely looks playable. Is it inspiring? Not really. Reason for that, for anybody who's new and going, well, what's wrong? You see you do better or whatever. In terms of Grid City, I have no problem with Grid Cities. I have no real problem with them, but they still kind of need there to be some sort of geological reason for it not to be grid. And I do like the fact that we've got this curved river going on here. But when we go out in this direction, I mean, you could fill what we're talking there. 9 kilometers to the edge of the map, maybe a bit more to the corner. No reason to do anything but grid for 9 kilometers. Okay, I see the resources in the middle here. Probably want to do industries in here, but yeah, you can use terrain, you can use trees, you can use water, you can even use networks like the shape of an interesting road or rail, just to break things up a little bit, just to make the city builder just think, do I want to mix things up a little bit? Anyway. That's for that. What I'm going to do, I think, is say this map is way better than I thought it was going to be. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Does it feel like the location in the title? Not especially, but I've seen maps that are worse or further from their title than this one is. So I think we can credit. They've had a go. And I applaud them. So well done to this creator. I'm not going to be sharing the map link because I don't want to be sending any hate, because there will be people that appreciate it far less than me. But yeah, it's not going to get a full review, and we're not going to be sharing it. And we'll send that back to here. Hopefully I am now back to just me. Means I can drop the game down to desktop, launch it again, catch up on the chat. Desktop, that's been done. Oh, look at all this. I don't need a trim. Your beard is close to your belly button. Yeah. Different sort of gorilla, huh? Right, right, let's launch said game again. Boom, boom, boom. Gives us a few moments. Paradox's loading screen. Fantastic. What would we do without the launcher, eh? Other than play the game slightly faster. I've never, whatever's. I've got the same grumbles with the Civilization 6 launcher. Just why? Just don't understand. You want to show me some ads before I play my game? Show them on the loading, on the actual main page, which Paradox does when the game loads up, doesn't it? Yeah, we have all of this. Right, we are at the Paradox logo at the moment. A few more moments while we're loading in mods, and we can get going with the second of our maps today, which I've got some hopes for. I have got some hopes for. Right, we are back on the correct there. There we go. Right, so let's have a little look into the chat. So Morgan's, it could be left-hand drive, but then all the things that were going the wrong way would just be going the other wrong way. It wouldn't change anything. But good idea. Nice thinking. I like the way your brain is malfunctioning. Keep them coming. Hi, BonBon. What do you feel really needs to be in a field border on a map? Good question. And the answer is depends on the map. That's the answer. One person's tree painting would work on their map and then not work on another map. I've seen fields done with just a hint, sort of like a splattering of trees that looks great from a distance. I've seen like individually item placed trees to make it the perfect hedgerow. I've seen the blend of the two. So the middle of the map, all the feature areas, get all of the high density hedgerows, and then as you move away, it just like filters out. I mean, there was one by it wasn't the most highly technically detailed of maps, but I remember there was one from Construction Gamer way back, and on the edge of the map, out of the 25 tiles, there's virtually nothing. And as you went into the map, there was more detail. It was still a lightly detailed map, but yeah, the more you move away from the start square and the 25 tiles, the less it really matters. So I don't have an answer to what should be on the field border, because every map will have fun is the answer. Have fun. And if I review the map and say I don't like it, that's just my opinion. If you have 3,000 subscribers to your map, you did a good job. It's simple as that. Right, Mr. Harries, hi there. Yes, good to have you along, Mr. Harries. Right, shall we launch up today's second map? Let me see what I've got scheduled. Now, this one, I don't know whether to expect something quite good or something absolutely dreadful based on the information I've got there. Let's drop that bang to there and we'll launch it. There it is. Right, okay, I've now clicked on it. We have this vanilla temperate theme with a moderate amount of oil, a little bit of ore, a little bit of fertile, no forestry, and lots of water. Lots and lots of water. I'm expecting this to be mostly a water map. We'll click start and get this rolling. Once that is definitely rolling, which it is, we'll share the screen again. Right, so why am I a little bit perplexed on this map? Again, I should say this every time I'm loading the map up. Be kind in the comments, be kind in the chat. These creators, it might be their first map today. This is this creator's second map. It could be, again, it could be a child, it could be somebody with learning difficulties, it could be your own mother. So we try and be kind in the comments as much as we can, whilst being constructive criticism's fine. Excuse me. Anyways, why? So first of all, the creators from the United States, so USA. We've got the name of the map indicates that it's going to be a disaster. Having said that, when I looked into the creator's profile, not missing assets. Okay, all right. So let me have a look. What have we got there? What's missing? Why are we not? Hang on. Have we with simulation failed? We have simulation failed, which basically means the map isn't going to load. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Yeah. Object reference not set to the instance of an object. What I'm going to do is I'm going to subscribe to the missing items according to the loading screen mod. I would like to see this map because it has some curiosities about it. Can you stop, please? End the game down. We'll do that. I have the loading screen report here. That's the wrong report. We'll try that again. Open with that. We need this. 2 assets are missing, so let's... Oh, good grief. Okay, right. Right. I'm not surprised at all. Oh, hang on. I've subscribed to her. What? Why? Hang on. What? Is it the same asset? Looks like it's listing the same asset twice. 878 and 878. Okay. It's missing. It needs 1 asset off the workshop by all appearances. Right, so what we're going to do then is we're going to launch the game again. Now I have the asset that I think is the asset that broke the game. and we'll give it another go. So yes, the name of the map is quirky at best, somewhat bizarre at worst, but in the creators workshop page, they describe themselves as player, skinner, and modder. Some of their workshop content is not City Skylines. This is their second map, which doesn't have any subscribers, or didn't at the time that I subscribed to it. So I don't know whether to expect something quirky, something awful, or something really very interesting. I think it's going to be one of those quirky, interesting, clunky maps, but player, skinner, modder is what they claim to be. All right, hi random. We're now back at the main screen. New game. We'll be there in a second. I'm just get it launched. Just get it launched. There it is. Click start. And we'll share this once we are definitely loading, which we are. Right, so what have I missed in the chat? So map trim, I was thinking on using rocks for it with trees as a hedgerow. Could be interesting. I think I've seen it. I think the only problem with using rocks, I'm guessing you're meaning the small ones. Each one of those is, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think the small ones are props, the big ones are buildings. You've got a limited prop count without using prop anarchy. And so you'd need to be enforcing, depending on how many fields you do and how many rocks you're using per field. You've got a lot more give with trees. You don't have to put so many down to make a convincing, what's the word I'm looking for? Tree line, hedgerow. There we go. So that's my instinct and my thought on that one. You could be, a little bit, what's the word? Gentle with them, not use so many. But then you're talking about using skills of judgment calls on how many you need to use to make it look like a wall and how many not. Or, of course, you could use a wall network. But again, then you're using up networks, which, depending on how many you use, could detract from the city build afterwards. So, yeah, judgment calls is the answer, I think. Hi, Dan. Good to have you along. You missed the beginning. First map was worth checking. Sometimes they're worth missing. This one was very much worth missing for a while, given that it was missing an asset, which means it's technically broken. It's not listed on the workshop. But I have subscribed to that asset now, so we can have a look at the map, because I want to see the map based on the name of the map, which I'm not sharing, unless, of course, it's a map that deserves sharing, which we'll soon find. First instincts. Oh, hang on. Let's do the preset. There we go. Yeah, right. Okay. First instinct. Oh, okay. May not be any outside connections. And we've got lots of verticality, which I kind of was expecting anyway, because the map name is very, very juddery, shall we say. Right, let's see. The start square is... well, we've got some buildable space. We've got room for a highway. We've got room for a harbour. I'm kind of regretting reloading this map now. Let's hope there's more to it. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Right, now, again, was not expecting this. And I'm not completely displeased. This is very interesting. Okay, let's do the usuals. Terrain heights. Pretty much what you're expecting. You're looking at the same thing as me. Then we have natural resources. I told you there was a big splash of oil. And it's in the start square. We've got some fertile there as well. Do you know what? Given the sort of map that we're looking at here, I think this is about the right amount. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour, you've got a fishing map with most of, not everything. We've even got some tuna out there. Again, nice little touch. Many a creator wouldn't have thought to do this. I mean, it's not polished, but it's a nice touch. Let's check for the shipping routes whilst we are here. Oh, hello. Okay, so we have this. It voids all the rocks, just about. A little jinky there, but nobody's going to notice that. And then this heads up here and stops there, which is almighty close to the land. I mean, there would be fine. The ship will find its path, wouldn't it? But yeah, I mean, woo. It's a lot more woo than I thought it was going to be woo. Water flow in the start square if you need it. There is. We have water pushing past, so there is that. But there is only this. We don't have access to water anywhere else. So water towers looks like a thing. Then we have this road to nowhere, or no road to somewhere. I would like this to have been connected. The road and rail, if that road and rail were connected up into the start square, that would be a definite bonus. It's the very least you can do for us. This, yeah, for me, we've got a bit of a double fail going on here. First of all, I'm set the camera, not move the camera. Right. The rail, why do we go elevated here? I mean, probably so that we can put the highway underneath it, I think. But why are we elevated? There's absolutely no reason for it to be elevated here. And we have cut the world's biggest cuttings through here. Guessing this means that they don't know about bloody Penguin's tunnel enabler on the workshop, so that you can actually build tunnels. So that's probably the reason why they've done that. Still think it's a very poor excuse, because is there any reason why we just couldn't connect the road off here and then have a separate connection coming in this way and finding a way into the crater? I don't know. It's dramatic. I'm going to give it some credit. It's a dramatic map. We've got some multi-tiered peninsula going on here with a sail on the end here, sail like rock. Somebody's going to steal an idea for a sail now, aren't they? So that's fun. That is fun. We'll catch up with the chat in a moment. We've got, like I say, there's verticality in this map. Let's check the river. Let's check the river. There's a potential for some nice waterfalls here. Let's start at the bottom. We've got a full curtain there. Oh, I didn't start simulation. There we go. Start simulation. We've got a full curtain, and we've got this interesting outcrop here as well, which just gives the waterfall a bit more shape. Remember, this is a vanilla theme as well, which means that it's not going to look its best. If we switch this for another theme, this map would look, well, a lot different. Not necessarily better, but a lot different. Then we have this waterfall. Yeah, this one looks more forced. You can see by the build up over here. It's like, we don't want this spilling off. Hold it all together. Yep. And then we've got another waterfall here. Again, we've got a nice full curtain going on there as well. Lots of credit for the full curtains. And the water spawn is a somewhat implausible one up there. But better waterfalls than we see on most maps. Interesting shape. The entire map is an interesting shape. Some interesting locations for the actual city to be structured. Obviously, we need that missing. Oh, what's that? So I'm a bit baffled at the moment because I'm just remembering I just subscribed to something, and no, that is this. That's this asset here. It's yeah. So you need this asset to make the map work. That could have been vanilla, couldn't it? That could very easily have been vanilla. Right, let's just see where we are in the chat. See what you got. Pull the camera right the way back so you can marvel in the map in its wholeness before I shut the game down in a moment and we look at map number 3. Let's have a look. So we've got random 5. Reminds me of that M-shaped peninsula in the northeastern part of Greece. You're closer to that part of the world than I am. I can't imagine it, but if you said to me this was taken from Greece, I wouldn't argue against it because it does have that kind of broken up ruggedness that you see in Greece. But there you go. Fantasy elements, of course. Hi, Felch. Sorry, Fetch. I'm calling you Felch. I need glasses. Fetch. Some slightly crazy maps on the workshop page. Name there, same as the name here. Fetch, if you can, because I'm obviously going to be a little bit tied up for the next hour and a bit. If you can drop me a message, either the links are all in the description via Twitter or via my Facebook page, or head over to my Discord channel and use the map request page there. Pick one that you think is the most interesting. I'd recommend not going for the winter maps. Whilst they might be amazing, your maps might, yeah, if your winter map is truly amazing, yes, we want to see it. But the viewers don't enjoy winter maps. You will score lowly, probably, because the winter maps aren't well received. So one of your other maps, if you've got one that you're particularly proud of, quirky or whatever, crazy maps, please do share them. Send the links to me via one of those, and I will get it on the list of things to do. And it'll be definitely this side of Christmas, because we have a bit of a waiting list, but it's not too long at the moment. So anyway, thanks for that, Fetch. Really looking forward to that. Mr. Harry's strong fantasy RPG map feel to it. Yep, I would agree. It's got all of that built into it. Yes, excellent. I think at this point we say to this map, yes, technically it's broken. We're going to have to get 1 star for gameplay. Aesthetically, this could, with some more work, easily be a 4-star map. It needs work. It's not finished. As it stands at the moment, I think I'd give it 3. I'm not going to forget it. But yeah, it needs work. With work, it could easily get into 4 stars. And with the right creator doing the work, not mentioning any names, this plausibly could be a 5-star for aesthetics. It's got a lot going for it. Speaking of maps, a lot going for them. If you're not sure if you're going to watch tomorrow morning's Watts map, you definitely want to be watching tomorrow morning's Watts map. We have got a very special map to start with. I'm just shutting the game down there. Ooh. A very special map to start with. And then to follow up, the second map has got the potential for being the most controversial map of the year. Not saying whether it is controversial or not. We'll say it's got the potential. And then we'll do a full investigation in the show. And yeah. Anyways, let's have a little launch of the game for map number 3. Map number 3. This is the one I've got the most hope for. And I'll give you a reason for that in a moment. And it is only hope. We only have hope. There will always be hope, but that's all we have. Let me grab some merch. Hang on, let's see if I can show you some. Oh, it's good. Semi-cold. Launching the game at the moment. Hi, Jeff. Looks like the shapes that reflect the area of Greece. You're not the first person to mention that. Random, who is from that other country that's very similar to Greece. It sticks out into the Mediterranean. They had exactly the same opinion. That I meant Italy, of course. Yeah, looking good, feeling good. What's our next map going to be? I've got right. The next map will be a water map again, but this is that creator's third map. Let's launch this one up. Thanks. New game. Find the map name. Map name is in English, so there's that. Oh, hello. I'm very hopeful. I'm also thinking. This is my thinking face. This is my constipation face, and this is my thinking face. They're very similar. Don't get confused. Vanilla temperate theme, a realistic 1.2 LUT. Decent amount of oil, ore, fertile, and forestry, and water. All of those bars are around 40% to 50%. So that's good. Something about the name is making me think, is this one of the base game maps or earlier DLC maps? I don't know. We'll all be trying to judge this now, won't we? Let's launch it. Let's launch it up. Let's launch it up and have a little look at where we are. Right, come on. Thank you very much. Right, so yeah. Now the reason why I have some hope for this one, and again, let's be kind in the comments because this could be a young person, it could be a learning difficulty, it could be someone with learning difficulties, even like me, trying to learn how to speak, or our former or current prime minister who has difficulties in finding a door. At least they found it today, I guess. Or it could be your own mother. So we're gonna be kind as we can, and if you can find anything positive to say about a map, we will say it. And if I forget to say it, you will say it in the chat and the comments, because I can slip as well. Anyway, this creator from New Zealand. This is our third map today. Not one of these first three maps has had a subscriber prior to me subscribing to the map. This is their third map. Their first two maps have got screenshots or thumbnail screenshots. Those thumbnail screenshots, the first one was very clunky. The second one was definitely an improvement on the first one. This one has no thumbnail. So based on their second map was very clearly an improvement on their first map, one can hope that their third map will be an improvement on their second map. Based solely on that hypothesis, I think that this might be a very good map. One hopes so. If it is, we'll be sharing the link and making sure that everybody that should be playing this map can get their hands on it. That's the thoughts anyway. Right, let's shut those things down. Shut that thing down. Come down here. Preset. What's map? Come on. Thank you. Loaded. Right. So, my first instinct is they've gone to town with the rocks. There's a lot of rocks. I mean, these rocks are fine. We were discussing rocks a few minutes ago as part of the prop count. These rocks are fine. Is this splashing of rocks bringing anything to this area? I don't know. From this first image, without moving anything, I don't really know that they do. We've got a lot of buildable space. We've got water on two sides, so we can pump and draw even if there isn't water flow. Thank you, motorbike. That was about 50 meters away as well. That wasn't even close. Start simulation. Right. So this is a good start. we've got that as your start square, which is, again, I think we saw this on the first map. I didn't mention it on the first map, but it's just a little bit clunky along here. But yeah, we've got left plenty of room. I can see bridging over here and wouldn't be an issue. See bridging over here. Be interesting to see what we've got with the island as the map, the island, the map as a whole. Okay, I'm going to start and spin the simulation. I'm seeing some lumpy water here. I'm going to give the water a chance to sort itself out. Speed the simulation right the way up. We have, there's your terrain heights. I'm just going to croak a second. And back again. So terrain heights, it's not the previous maps. Well, the first map was very flat. The last one was clearly not flat at all. This has found some nice middle ground, I think, in terms of the shape that we've got going on there. Then resources, almost base game levels of resources, just a few splodges, a little bit more than you would find in a base game or a DLC map. It is a Colossal Order map, is it? Like I say, it's right. So anyway, yeah, let's do slow that down there. Right. So yeah, I've just seen in the chat somebody's picked it out as a Colossal Order map. I'll take your word for it. We'll have a closer look in a second. Then you've got fishing there, so your fishing map will look like so. And let's just check for the shipping routes. Oh, goodness gracious me. Look at, we've got a shipping route coming in from here, which is going to go right into the bay here, and then have to turn around and go straight the way back out. And also this here, are you going to take a sharp turn or are you coming towards me? You're going to take a sharp turn as well. So yes, plenty of improvements that can be made with the shipping route. That ain't the prettiest. Water flow in the start square because it's important. There's no question we've got water flow in the start square. Right, let's have a look at the map as a whole. Do I recognize this as a Colossal Order map? I've seen so many now that I'm blind to it. I'm not sure that it is. I'm not sure that it is. If somebody in the chat wants to say this is Bergen Point from the Industries DLC or whatever map it is, if you can let us know because you definitely recognize it, then great. I don't instantly recognize this as a Colossal Order map. Edge of map water spawns. Well, this is very Colossal Order though, isn't it? This is so Colossal Order. The early maps. That's would not surprise me. There and there and there. Got a lot of trees under the highways. Now, Colossal Order do tend to have batches here and there occasionally, but not like this. Especially here. This is more of a telltale sign of a creator map. Again, if you're playing vanilla and you haven't got Anarchy set, you won't have any problems with the trees clipping through on the underside if you're worrying about these things. Also, that's not the vanilla cloverleaf. I don't remember Colossal Order using anything but the vanilla cloverleaf when they're using cloverleafs. So it is the islands map, is it? Okay, yeah. I'll right. Who's that? So fetch. If you're confident that this is islands map, they've called the map something very similar. And what I think I'll do, in fact, we have the time, don't we? We have the time. If I very quickly load up islands and see whether or not they flipped it and changed the highways. Well, they've done it. They've not just re-upped it. Then they've edited the Colossal Order map. That's what you're saying, isn't it? So flipped it and changed the highways. Well, let's have a look at what they've done. Then we've got it open. If you're sure that this is islands, then yeah, I mean, it's when you look at it, the map as a whole. Let's forget about who made the map. Is this a map that you would want to build on? That's the question you have to ask. And I'm not particularly interested by this one, personally. Regardless of who made it, in terms of islands, we've only got 3 islands, and they're really clunky. Got iron defenses here and here. Yes. Where are we? I'm afraid it is, and they haven't changed much at all. Yeah, I think we've looked at this enough. My instinct was it might possibly have been a Colossal Order map just on the name. I imagine they've changed it, but maybe not huge amounts. Maybe just for their own. This is the other thing. Maybe it's more for their own purposes. So what they want to do, they like the islands map, but it wasn't quite to their taste. So they've edited it, uploaded it, and because they haven't written a description, it's not explaining to anybody. But then again, this is sort of map that isn't going to get many subscribers anyway. So I think we can say goodbye to this one and move on to our next one. We're an hour in, and I've got an hour to go, and we're halfway through the maps that I got listed to do. So a kind of scheduling is working fine. We could have a look at the islands map, but should we? Tell me in the chat now while I'm rebooting the game. We'll take votes. Yes, we'll have a look at it, or no, let's crack on with the next map. And we will I will go on whatever the vote is. It's croaking again. And that's it. One thing I need to do personally is, oh goodness, don't look at the football results, BonBon. Do not look at the football results. How are we not scoring? Leeds United fan here. How are we not scoring? Anyway, by the by, you're not coming here for football, are you? So we've got a crack on and we've got a no. Right, okay, we're going to crack on. We'll have a look at the next map, the next workshop map, which I'm guessing, based on the name, a misspelling. I think this might be a California map. And maybe a desert map, possibly. Let's see what we have going on here. Well, if you want resources, you're going to be very disappointed. Very low in, well, we've got no resources apart from some forestry. Well, let's say some forestry, a hint of forestry. But the water level is quite moderate. There's no rail, there's no shipping, and there's no air, which means we're just going to be looking at highways. Probably a pretty much unfinished map again. And I'm back again. Right. So we are, I think, loading. Please. Thank you. Right. So let's have a little look in. It is a CO map. It's called Islands. Yeah. So, yeah, it's thanks Dan, thanks Fetch for that one. That does cross tally with the name that they've used for the map as well. It's basically then the islands map with just, like I say, some probably changed it for their own purposes, and good for them. Why you can't just save it on your own system. But you know, if you're going to share it, if you're going to change and share it, just let people know. There's no rules against editing somebody else's map. Take Bonbon Island, make some changes, credit me for the original work, and then let people choose whether they want to play my version or your version. No rules. That's fine. Where were we? Right, we are on map number 4. What did I say about this map? What do I know about this map? I think it might be a California map. It's the creator's first map, and it had 1 subscriber at the time that I subscribed to it. So could be good. Maybe. After this one, we're going to have a look at the map with the most subscribers already. So far, we've had a look at 3 maps with none, and 1 map, this one, with 1. And next up, we'll have a look at the big map. The big map. Huge map. It's like 181 tiles. Right, so... Ooh. This looks a bit funky, doesn't it? Thank you. Driving through my living room. We were doing some of this, weren't we? Presets. What map? Bishty boshty. And cool. I did see somebody mention about using TMPE outside of my street. Where were you? That was Matt Trim. You got to change the speed on your street. Yes. You would think so, wouldn't you? You would think so. The fun I have out there. Right, so first instinct is, I said desert. We've got desert. It's no big giveaway because desert is actually in the name of the map. So, yeah, we kind of knew it was going to be desert. Seeing a strong highway there, which could tie towards America, which I suggested. Let's have a little look at the start square as a whole. Let me have a quick check, make sure I am streaming. It looks like I am. Okay. Well, I mean, there's not too much to talk about here. We have the wishbone just outside the start square here. Something funky going on here. Just a one-way exit off of that. Seeing a little bit of unpolished terrain here, so you've got the straight lines going on there. But this is, and we actually haven't got an intersection to get us started, so we'd have to build our own. Not that's a huge problem, but we would need to build our own. Right. Pull the camera right the way back. So we've got this. Somebody didn't leave the simulation running on finishing their map, so we've got, there's a little bit of terrain work right here. Maybe they had the rock or something like that they removed and because they didn't like it, and so it's all rippling away. But that will sort itself out fairly quickly. Let's move the simulation up. Right, so terrain heights on this map is, it's flat. We've got this really funky highway going on here, haven't we? Resources, well, I already told you there are none, with just a hint of forestry. That is forestry. Sunset Harbour, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map will look like this. And shipping. Let's have a little look at the... Oh yeah, I said there was no ships or air, so that's a waste of time. Water flow in the start square. I'm not expecting anything, but let's have a look. Oh, because I've got the simulation running so fast. Let's slow the sim down. There we go. Okay. It might be a little bit of movement there. There's a little bit of movement there. I mean, it's not ideal. Water towers, though, isn't it? It's desert. It's water towers. Shouldn't really argue with that one at all. Right. So, what have we got? We've got this highway, which is nice and busy. Go from down here. This is quite pleasing. Look at this. Got a janky going on here. This is quite pleasing. I mean, I'd like to see more forestry, more foliage. As anybody who's made or played on a good desert map will know, there's like shrubs and cacti and grasses and whatever in a desert. And the fact that they have left, like in the middle of the desert here, we've got these grass areas. They're saying we've got grass in this desert. So yeah, there's room for a little bit of a splattering of desert foliage. What's going on here? So is that a road heading off? That is heading off that way. And then that would just loop back. And up and over. This is the weirdest thing. So yeah, it's a way of turning back. So you're coming up the wrong way. You decide I need to go the other way. You can turn back using these subtle loops. They are very subtle. I hardly noticed them. Oh, hell's spells. A couple of islands. Let's have a look at them before they flood with the ripples that are heading this way. I mean, they are undoubtedly islands. And indubitably. Another little one over here. Let's have a look at the forests, because we're here and we have a chance to look at the forests. There's your forest. Lovely resources. Oh, hang on. What's this over here? We've got... Why? Why do we need double exits? Well, double entrance and double exits. I'm yeah. Don't know. Do not know. Let's just have a look at the mountains. It's about the only thing we haven't had a look at around the outside. I think these work really well for backdrop. If you're doing a city build here, they're going to look pretty good in the foggy distance. We'd have to put the fog back on to see how good they look in the fog. But yeah, I mean, I've got to say about this end as well. Look at this. Look at this fella. Exactly the same. I am somewhat clueless as to why. Let me spin the camera around. I'll catch up with the chat, see what you guys have got to say regarding this desert map. What have we got? So, the problem with the sand tool, yes, it does delete resources, or does it overpaint them? I can't remember because I know there are resources you can blend, so you can have like ore and fertile in the same spot, and I can't remember. Does it actually obliterate the resources? I don't know. Right, so shout out for Overcharge Your Eggs, best vanilla maps. Cool. They know vanilla maps. I've no problem with them doing maps. No problem with anybody doing maps. It's just I've been doing it for a long while now. Load order mod makes the game loads of the load order mod partly plus the loading screen mod is the one that's really zipping things through there. Get hold of the loading screen mod above all others. Mr. Miyagi, who touched the vanilla maps up, did Mr. Miyagi touch some vanilla? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did, but I don't remember them doing anything with the vanilla. We're talking about the base game maps, aren't we? Not sure. Good question. Problem with the sand tool, we've read that one. Looking at how broken the Steam search engine is, even if I gave you the name of the map, chances of finding it are very... Yes, this is where What Map was born. If the search engine was good, this show would not exist. Just wouldn't exist. There'd be no reason for it. You could search for, if you were looking for, I don't know, a desert Caribbean winter theme map. If you could search for that, if there was one, then it's so bad. You spell the map wrong by one letter, or if the creator has spelt they've made a London map, but they spelt it London because it's a child, then what you never find it. So oh, Sandlight Spartan, indeed, yes. Oh, if you're talking about the remastered maps, yes, Sandlight Spartan 017, they've done most of them. Great creator. A Middle East feel, but it's a bit flat. Maybe Morocco, could be closer with the Atlas Mountains in the background. Could be. My instinct, based on the map name, is California. But yeah, maybe. Yumble, hello. Yumble did the same thing. Sand just deletes. Sand definitely removes. Thank you, everybody, for confirming about Sand removing the resources. Been a while since I built a map. Getting on for a year now. Must start working on a new one. Come to the original maps. Always love Appletown. The traffic. You know what? I've not played any of the scenario maps. Not looked at them. Maybe should. Maybe. Probably a bit late now. Oh, and the bots have arrived. I'm going to go and delete some porn in a moment. I'm going to shut this game down, and we will go to the next. And then I will remove the bots, and I can go down to there. Right, remove and remove and remove and remove and remove. Bish bosh. Right, they're gone. Tinderhot.xyz. Don't go to that website. Many reasons. Right, so we've done that one. I am now I'm lost. I've lost my screen. I'm back. Hey. Launch the game again. Now this next one, I think this was the one which has had the most subscribers of all of the maps we're looking at today. So if subscriber count is a sign of quality, which we all know it isn't, but if it is, then this map will be the best map today. And I'm just waiting for the game to... Where did the game go? It says it's running, but it's... Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. We're coming. Right. So the information on this one is it's a Chinese creator, and it's a real life location. It's their first map, so be kind. Obviously, be kind. And when I said it had the most subscribers, it had 5. It has 6 now because of me. So I feel like a major part of their life. Maybe I could pop round and have some Chinese tea with them. That'd be amazing. Oh, if we could do that, just like nip round and... No, then hang on, no, that would mean people would nip round and start buggering me. Let's hope nobody's coming around here and bugging me. Bugging me. No buggering in this house, thank you very much. I have whatever you want to do in the privacy of your own home, absolutely fine. Privacy of my home, no thank you. No, thank you very much. Right. I'm lost. I'm lost between menus here. Let me find where I am. I'm back. Help. Right, a new game. And our next map is this one. Right, so we've got moderate resources across the whole, decent amount of water, vanilla temperate theme, and off we go. So this has already ticked a few boxes. That is good. I'm really pleased for that. Right, so Loading up as we speak. Just wish people who subscribe to maps would also rate it. Yeah. But then there are haters out there who just want to see the world burn, and they will always just give you a thumbs down because, which is caused a few people to quit making things for the workshop as well, because the workshop system's so bad, so very bad. It's so reliant on thumbs ups, and thumbs downs have got this just a massive negative effect. And it's disheartening, really. I don't worry too much personally because yes, I want to be on the front page of the workshop, but I don't do it to be on the front page of the workshop. Map making for me is a cathartic thing. I spend hours and hours and hours making the map. Hopefully people like it, but I'm not worried as long as if I get a few subscribers. I normally do. Once it's had the review on What map, of course. Until then, it gets nothing. So anyway, yes, there's all that. Again, we're going to be kind in the comments because we don't know this creator. It could be a child, it could be somebody with learning difficulties, it could be your own mother. So we're not going to be too mean. I will try and find something creative, something positive to say. What's happened here? Wow, something very dark has happened. Oh, hello. We have a problem. Okay. Let me see whether this is a problem that I can resolve quickly. If it is a problem I can resolve quickly, we will review. We have object references not set to the instance of an object, which is a fairly standard thing. And whatever happens, this map looks like it's broken without a reload. So let's shut the map down. Have a quick look in this. Yeah, we're not going to be able to. It probably needs a mod or something. There's basically that map is not going to load. So we're going to skip that one. Good thing I had a map on standby for this this happened last week, and so we were ready for it this week. Okay, let's launch, and we'll have a look at a different map instead, shall we? Let me just check the football again, because football. I can't believe this. It's just awful. Just awful. I am very sad now. Never look at football results, ever. All right, come on, game. Load up, will you? Load up. I've got people watching. At least a couple of them are sober. Oh, what I could be doing right now. I could be sharing that with you. Because I know how important clicking buttons is to you guys. It's a very important thing. Oh, and I did have the whole thing with social medias earlier. I was mentioning about Twitter, and so if I do that now as well while we're waiting for things to load up, we'll share that one. This will have all of the links that you need. They're all in the description as well. All right, did the map for myself as well. So this is good. It's when you make a map for yourself, that's the person you're most wanting to. If people like it, then it's a bonus. I'm toying with going back and updating my first map, but equally I've got ideas for other maps that I'd like to crack on with, and then I've got the channel which I've got new ideas for. Big changes coming in January, guys. Big changes coming in January. Right. So if we tried that one, that means we've got this one then. Right. So let's find it. Today's next map is ticking all the right boxes. It's the vanilla European theme. 61% area available for building. It's got all connections apart from shipping by the looks of it. And off we go. Right. I'll share the screen with you in a few moments. There we go. Should be back up. Good. So, what can I tell you about this one? I'm not holding these last two maps. I'm not holding out a huge amount of hope for. This is why they're at the bottom of the list, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be good. This creator is from Thailand. This is their first map, and at the time I subscribed to it, it had 2 subscribers, and it's got a fairly generic name. It's sort of name that Colossal Order would use if they were naming a map, and they were from Thailand. And the creator name is, I mean, a youngish creator without being a child. I mean, yeah, hard to. I'm just guessing. I'm speculating. I've got virtually no information. I mean, I've got 4 words here on my screen. 2 of them is the map name. 1 of them is the creator name, and 1 of them is Thailand. And I'm trying to guess whether a map's good just from all of this. Speculation. That's what we have. Speculation's what we need. Right. If you haven't already commented, now's a very good time to say something in the chat. Announce yourself. Say how you're finding the show, and if you like this sort of thing, but you'd like to see some better maps, got some new stuff coming in the new year for you. Oh yes. 2023 is going to be a completely fresh year. 2022. I've hated it. There've been some good maps to review, but I've had a really bad year. 2023, we're going to mix things up. We're going to start anew. We're going to have we're going to keep the channel's going to be the same channel. I'm not going to start suddenly playing Minecraft or anything like that, because that just won't work. But I'm just going to freshen things up, make things more fresh. That's what you do when you freshen things up, isn't it? Right. First instinct is the map's not broken. Yes. Right. We've got a non-broken map. We've got rail. And we've got trees. And we've got a deep river. A deep river. Okay, that's all I can tell you from that. Let's have... Oh. Yes, they've really done it, haven't they? Right, we've got highway. We've got no start square intersection, but yeah, whatever's. Not a huge problem. There's not a huge amount of space to build the intersection in there, mind you, is there? That's the thing. It's quite a restrictive space. And then the first thing you're going to be doing there is building a bridge. We've also got, yeah. You see what I'm talking about? Also a bow in the bridge on this side. It looks like it was built in a bit of a hurry. It's a big task, but building a map. Let's not be too critical of people that build a map in a hurry, because people have got lives. They're not just here to entertain us, which is exactly what they're doing today, isn't it? Entertaining us. Let me pull this camera back. Well, that's a lumpy map, but not in a bad way. When you get lumpy maps and they are unplayable, this is just lumpy. I can roll with it. It's not a realism map, is it? Then we've got resources. Wow. It's like somebody spilt the poster paint over the map. I'm seeing this. I can't not see this. This is unseeable now, isn't it? Yeah. It's unseeable. Sunset Harbour. If you've got Sunset Harbour, we'll do some fishing. Fishing map is pretty much what I expected it to be. We've got shipping routes. No, yes, we do. We have shipping routes, but we don't have shipping routes because they don't connect to the outside of the map. There we go. We've got a shipping route here, but it's just basically it's dud. It's dud. It does nothing. Okay, water flow and start square, because it's important, apparently. So somebody once said, where it's hit down here, isn't it? Start square. There we go. We've got this river. There's plenty of deep, fast flowing water going on there. No problems with that at all. Right, so map as a whole is it's bold. Notice the very subtle hill painting. I wonder how they've done these. Could it have been with the circular tool? It could have been. Just a little bit of softening down there just to smooth that out. Then we've got some big mountains. We're not worrying about gradients on a map like this, are we? We're not worrying about gradients on a map like this. We're just gonna enjoy it for the fun that it is, and it is fun. It is fun, especially these highways here, which are incredibly fun. Oh man, yeah, it's one of these. I think if you spend enough time on this, you could do something quite polished. Of course, all of the trees that are underneath the roads, for those of you that have just joined and going, why are all the trees showing through the road? It's because I use Anarchy and I let everything show through roads because they are there underneath the roads. It's not that, the roads being on top of them don't delete them. They still exist. Let's have a little look at the tree count. Looks like it might be fairly high. 338,393 trees. So you do need tree anarchy on this map. So that's something that's not listed. It won't break the game. It just means that without tree anarchy, you won't see the map in all of its glory. And it is glorious. Let's be absolutely honest. It's glorious. The rivers, I mean, kind of like the shape of this map. I'm not saying I love it. I'm not saying I want it. I'm not saying I'm inspired by it or I want to build on it. But aesthetically and as a design map, I don't hate this at all. They've gone big. They've gone bold. They've if you ignore the highways, if you imagine building this map and then going to Eggsy and saying, Eggsy, here's 25 bob. Would you very kindly put some highways on my map and make them look really nice? And for 25 bob, Eggsy will do anything. Absolutely anything. They'll sell their own brother to Satan. I don't even know if they've got a brother. I do know Satan definitely exists. So, basically, yeah. If you replace the highways with some higher caliber, higher standard of work highways, this could be quite an interesting fantasy map. It would still need a little bit of work here and there, clearly, but I think as a footprint, as a first effort, it's bold and interesting. Does anybody disagree with my word interesting? I'm trying to find positive things to say here. I don't hate this one. I don't hate it. It's way better than I thought it could possibly be. We've just got Jive Turkey talking about dodging trees whilst on the highway. It is a fun thing to do, especially when they suddenly appear in front of you, because trees do that. Yeah, it's pretty much what we're looking at, isn't it? It's just bold and lumpy, and that's not a fun waterfall. That's not a fun waterfall. Wow, look at this. This is a proper splurge going on here. Splurge is what we've got going on there. Love it. Good word, splurge, as well. Right, okay. I'm going to call it on this one. We've got one more map on the list of things to look at today. We will do that one. And then we will call it a night, because I'm going to get tired if I don't go to bed soon. We'll do a little bit of that. Right, so quit to desktop. Where would you share the map to review it? Right, well, the links are in the description, but I will share this again for you on the screen now. You will see coming up on the screen now. That's the official Facebook page, so you could share it on there. Message me directly on that. Or Twitter. You can message me, tweet me on Twitter at Edge of the Sofa, which is a pretty neat way. Quite like it when people do that one. And then we've got a Discord server, which there is a map request page on there as well. And of course, if you're on Patreon and you want to support the channel, you can message me on Patreon, and you'll get a guaranteed reply that way, because I kind of feel obliged when people are sort of like paying a few dollars here and there. If somebody messages you through there, you're kind of like, yeah, cheers, mate, because you go the extra mile, and I appreciate that. Is this game loading? Apparently not. It's great, isn't it? That's great. Right, now it's loading. Well, that was fun. All that time chattering away, and it wasn't even going through the process. Oh, right. So yes, tomorrow's Watch Map. I'll say it again for those of you that might have missed me mentioning it earlier. It's a doubly interesting one. We've got an outstanding map to start. I mean, truly outstanding map to start. And then the second map has got the potential for being the most controversial map of the year. Not saying if it is controversial, but it's got the potential to be the most controversial, and required me to do some investigations, some investigative journalism. And I got to the bottom of it, and you will see exactly what I was talking about in tomorrow's show. So there's that. And then on Sunday will be the DLC special, the Plazas and Promenades map review, looking at the 5 maps that come with the new DLC. And it's extra important, this DLC special, because normally the maps that come with the DLC are free content. It's not. With this new DLC, it's not part of the free content. This is paid for content. So if they are all rubbish, then I'm entitled to be a little bit bitchy. And bitchy I would be. Well, let's have a note. All right, we are at the loading screen here. One last map will be this one. There are we. What can I tell you about this one? Very little. Oh, I've got no hope for it. No hope for it. Vanilla temperate theme. There are no resources. No resource. Not a resource on this map. There's a hint of water, which is a little bit worrying given the name of the map. I'll give you more on that as the map's loading up. And outside connections, we have highways, and that's it. This map seems to be lacking in everything. It's a first map, and it had 2 subscribers at the time that I subscribed to it. Right, let's share this screen with you, please. There we go. Right, so yes, this is oh, and the bots are back. So whilst let's just get rid of this. Just getting rid of these again. Removes and removes that one. Ah, it's Mr. Maison. Hello, Mr. Maison is in the house. I've got another one there. Mr. Maison is just nestling between all the pornography. How many times have you done that, Mr. Maison? I'm going to remove that one as well. I think we've got rid of them. Yes. I remember our chat. I really enjoyed that, Skylines talk all those years ago. And yeah, that one was a lot of fun. And you got into bigger and better things since then. And really, I mean, the amount of people that love your work in the vanilla trees that you provided. I'm sure you did it for free, provided to Colossal Order and Paradox. But yes, this is a completely different game now with some decent vanilla trees. So thank you so much for that one. Where were we? I'm just currently loading up. Map number 7. This what would have been map number 6, but one of the maps was very broken. And it looks like this one might be as well. Yeah. Oh, hang on. We are dark. We've got the same dark screen. Yep. We've got exactly the same breakage in this map as we had previously. So I regret to inform you guys that we won't be having a 7th map today. We'll only be having a look at 6, which is just a little bit sad. Just a little bit sad. I'll leave that on this page for a moment. I'll catch up on. See the chat's going a little bit haywire because we have celebrity in the house. We have a celebrity in the house. Oh, we've got another one still. Hang on, I've got another one of these. Where are we? Oh, I thought I got rid of them all. Looks like I've got rid of them all, and yet I've got one on my my list. Porn is nature, of course. It's nature indeed, and map porn is what we come here for, though. That map is very broken. I agree with that one. It's a little bit broken. Sadly. It's a shame because I was having a good night tonight, and that's kind of ruined it. We'll throw that off there. Oh, I got time to do something, anything. Let me do the brain's not working. Control Alt Delete, I think, is probably going to be the way of shutting this down. Bish. Right. Time. I think I've got time. I'm going to do it. I am a real treat for those of you that are here. Then let's do this. Real treat. End of the stream. We have enough time to have a real treat. Come on, load them up. Load them higher. Yes, Mr. Maison. Yeah. Everybody send their love to Mr. Maison. Best way of sending love, of course, is by hitting the like button on all of their trees. Such a great creator. We've had a few great creators. Pidelmo, of course, as well. Grey Flame's got some great trees out there too, and I know there are a few others, but yeah, was it Breeze? Was it Breeze, Mr. Maison? Early tree creator. I mean, not great trees, but at least there were trees. So good. All right, right. We are coming back on. Oh, hang on. I think I unsubbed to it. I think I unsubbed to it. Let me find it. I'm multitasking here. Let me grab that. And we'll do this. I think we can make this work. Right, so probably going to be a little hang on the game whilst this subs in. Come on. We are nearly there. We're going to have some fun. Proper little treat. And click start on that one. And we are loading, which means I'll share the screen. Right, so it's the very last thing we're going to be doing tonight. This is not a broken map. This is definitely not a broken map. It's a map that's it's going to be one of the best maps of the year, and we'll be reviewing it in full tomorrow morning. That's right. Very, very quick little teaser glance at Morro Bay by Sidai. They've just done something very special here. Very, very special. I can't remember what LUTs am I going to be using here. Hang on, I'll find it. It's this page here, isn't it? Just doing me research. Relight 2 Lush. There's a whole bunch of settings which I won't bother with. Relight 2 Lush. Right. Don't forget Relight 2 Lush. And we'll have a little play there. Mr. Maison. Hi, BonBon was the first to interview me, and my audio interface I use this day is because of my prep for his interview. Oh, it was such a good chat, though. And the fun we had with you taking the cameo and putting the dreadlocks on it. I never dreamt that anybody would do that. I knew I'd need a female, and I knew I'd need the male. I didn't realise I was going to need somebody with dreadlocks. So cool. So cool. Oh my god, the bots are back. Oh dear. There we are. Let's that can go. This one. This one. And that one. Right, excellent. Got rid of a few more. Right. Ah, yes. Get stock up on your trees now. I'm sure. Here we go. The map has loaded. The map has loaded. So I'm just going to do a teaser because it's all happening tomorrow. Okay, it's all happening tomorrow. So relight too lush. Lut. Boom, 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 boom. Relight too lush. There we go. We'll load that one in. Oh, hang on. Do the preset first. My bad. And then LUT, relight too lush. In that order. Otherwise it doesn't work. There we go. Right, so Cities' latest map. Morro Bay. Let me pull the camera back and around. 100% vanilla. Apart from the theme and LUT, the theme is the Albedo Dream by Ikanya, the late great Ikanya, who's also been on Skylines Talk. And then Relight Too Lush, which is Ronix, isn't it? Ronix69 who did the relights. This is spectacular. For a start, if we come down onto the sandbar, just look at this sandbar. Have a look at this. This is just crazy beautiful. So you've got all of this going on here. We have some rocky pier type things going on. Again, done to some outstanding standards there, with a few of these little things on the end to stop ships from accidentally sailing into them. So good. I don't want to show everything. I don't want to show everything. There's one thing on this map that I don't like. I'm not going to show you what it is now, but it's only one thing on this map I don't like. Unfortunately, it niggled me too much. I'm looking at it now, and it's niggling me now, looking at this now, and it's like, stop it. And what I thought it was going to be, and this is the one thing that I was absolutely certain that I was going to hate the map for this. This weird double, well, we've got a delta coming in from the river coming in this way. And then we've got a river coming down this way. And this just looks really weird and odd, and it cuts through the mountains here. And the more I look at it, the more I like it. So it's not this that bugs me. The rivers are all spectacular. At any point that we zoom into a river, so if there's a river here, I'll start simulation up. There is no glitching. There's no clunkiness with any of the rivers. All of this is, it's just good work. I say it's not, no, I rephrase that. It's not good work. It's outstanding work. Rivers again here. It's just outstanding work again. And then we've even got things like dry rivers as well. So we've got this one here. This one we will feature in tomorrow's show. This one heads up here. And then you just get a little lake here and there as we're going up. It's outstanding. As maps go, you won't find many that are better, if any, that are better this year. I'm going to be honest, it is on my short list for map of the year. It is. It can't not be. So yes, we'll park this down here. The full review is tomorrow morning. So hopefully we'll see you. Well, you'll see me. Well, you won't see me, but you'll see the show. So that is coming tomorrow morning. And let me throw this over to here. I'll leave it. There you go. Have a bigger screen. It's worth it, isn't it? Hang on. Is my face taking up too much room? Is my face still taking up too much room? There we go. Is that better? I thought so. Where's my face gone? There it goes. Took a while to come back. I thought I'd gone then. Thought I disappeared. No, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Eggsy is no Sidai, but Eggsy is we've all got different talents. And Sidai is you can't compare Sidai with Anapu, for example, and you can't compare Anapu with Mr. Miyagi. They're completely different, and what you'll get from Mr. Miyagi map, which is more of a simple's not the words I'm looking for, but just a comfortable beginner friendly style map. And then Anapu will come along and create a map that's insane. And then Sidai comes along with just perfect design. And yeah, you've got all these creators. Eggsy is a great creator in their own rights. And Tinder Hot is back again, which is fun. I'm going to leave these up for now. I'll remove them in a couple of moments because we're right at the end of today's stream anyway. I'm going to do this. There we go. It's gone. That's all you're seeing of it until tomorrow morning. Unless, of course, you want to load the map up. If you do, you will not be disappointed. It's phenomenal. Anyway, that is it from me. You know what? I will get rid of these linking. Remove. It's so frustrating. Bloody bots. And that one can go as well. Right. And that's fine. Jive, your comment needed needed approval because you used the word porn. Can you believe that? That's fine. It's all good. Yes. You don't want to build on them. You just build on the bits which are just average. And there's always buildable space that you can actually build on the map, mostly. Sort of. But yes, so we are heading up towards I'm really looking forward to the map of the year at the end of this year, because there are some outstanding maps this year, and I think I've got about 30 on my shortlist. That one, Sidai's new one, is one of the 30. Yeah, how I'm going to narrow it down this year, I do not know. Anyway, I think we're about done. Is everybody good? Anybody need to get any last words in before we end the stream? Because if you do, now is the time to do it. I've got some cold coffee here, 2 hours old cold coffee, but it's in merch, so I get a chance to I'll get a bit of glare on there, but yeah, a bit of chance to. I could do that again, couldn't I? There we go. Yay! T-shirts. Tasty. Anyway, yeah. That, I think, is going to be it. I've had a lot of fun today. We've had some interesting stuff and better quality of maps for the no thumbnail maps today than we've had in recent weeks. Yeah, we've had a couple of broken ones, but there were some that were noteworthy. Not necessarily good, but were definitely noteworthy. So, it's been a lot of fun, and it's been really fun to have Mr. Maze on in here, Eggsy, a Random 5, everybody else who's commented. A lot of you have been commenting tonight. It's been great to have you all along. If you're watching this on catch up, keep catch up in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the maps as you were going along, and we'll keep this show going because I enjoy doing it, and I think you enjoy watching it. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back with What's Map tomorrow morning. The chart show on Sunday. Also, Sunday will be the DLC Plazas and Promenades special, looking at the 5 maps featuring some of Mr. Mazon's beautiful trees as well, of course. And one of those maps is actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, a Colossal Order map. Is actually very good. One of them. 2 of them are pretty good. And 2 of them we won't talk about. But yeah, one of them is very, very good. Wow. I reckon somebody's making maps for them now, off of our community. Pretty sure of it. Probably Eggsley. Anyway, I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.